We're less than 3 weeks away from the San Diego Comic-Con, and so this week on the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show, we bring you all the best offsites, everything that you would ever want to hear about.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's The Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show.
Wow. Welcome to the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. I am Jim Frye, your host, your co-host here on the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. You can find me at the Con Guy Jim. And
I'm Derek Sams, a contributor to theconguy.com. You can find me on Twitter at ConGuyDerek.
And I'm Elena Jordan. You can find me on Twitter at Elena Jordan and on Instagram at That Elena Jordan Girl.
I'm Emma Fyffe. I can be found all over the internet at my name, Emma Fyffe.
on the couch.
I'm Luke Cheeseman, also known as Cheeseman on the Couch. You can find me on Twitter at ConGuyLuke. I'm a co-founder of theconguy.com and social media director.
Welcome to the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. Before we start, I just want to do a call out to Max. Mad Max, I know you're watching. I hope you enjoy it. All right. We are going to get right into it. We have so much to cover tonight. Tonight, it's all about the offsites, all about all those things that are outside the convention center. And let me tell you, there are pages and pages of offsites. We are never going to cover all of it.
Pages and pages.
This is just research. There's so much to cover, and we're wasting time with me telling you that there's so much to cover. But first of all, the ladies, you guys just got back from the amazing Las Vegas Con. I would love to hear how it went.
You know, it was fantastic. This was our first year being in the convention center. Typically in the past, Amazing Las Vegas Comic-Con has been at the South Point, which is actually a decent amount before you actually even get to the Las Vegas Strip. So we weren't sure how it was going to go at the convention center, but it ended up being really great.
Yeah?
Very well attended, really, really, really positive crowd response. And
It was awesome. Nick Cage even showed up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow. Like, not as a guest, just like, I like comics and bought like $500,000 of comes or something. It was
Yeah.
really
That's a decent Nick Cage voice too there.
Yeah. Well, it was, and the funniest thing was that Bill, one of the owners of the company, he was over at the merch table and he was like, Emma, I have to tell you something really funny that happened. He's like, I saw these people that were coming off the con floor and they were talking about how they saw. He was like, dude, I saw this really good Nick Cage cosplayer. But it was not a cosplayer. It was actual Nick Cage. So
He wore a Superman outfit when he was supposed to be Superman originally.
No, but
Superman.
Not to go on too long of a tangent, but Death of Superman Lives, which is this wonderful documentary about
That was
this.
there,
On one of our other shows, I think, right?
Exactly, about the thing that never was. I am actually in that documentary, reacting to seeing Nick Cage in the Superman costume for the first time.
So,
priceless.
I think we have a picture of you, Emma.
Yes.
Can you explain
Yes,
what
I
this
can.
is? Yeah.
Okay, so one of our regular guests at the Amazing Comic-Con shows is Matt Nastos, who was a writer on Phineas and Ferb, and he worked on Emperor's New School before that, and then he's worked on a ton of projects with Disney, so anyway, but he, in addition to being a writer, is also an artist. He has this great comic called Shogun Knight, which is basically about like a big, giant, sort of Japanese-style robot. It's great. But he was kind enough to draw chibi versions of some of the Amazing Comic-Con regulars, Elena and myself included, and he gifted me the original at the show, so that is a picture of me with a drawing of me by the wonderful Matt Nastos.
And if you're listening to the podcast and you don't see it, just go to your Twitter and you can see that picture there.
It's on my Twitter, it's on my Instagram, it's all over the place. So.
And Elena, there's a cool picture that I found on your Twitter of you sitting there with Chris Claremont.
Yeah,
Can you describe
Chris
what
Claremont and Scott Lobdell, we did a panel about X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And really just got to talk about the evolution of X-Men from where Chris created some of the most notable characters like Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde.
Is this your first time meeting him?
No, he is actually a regular at the cons quite frequently, and he's really a nice guy. It's pretty cool. He's always really excited to see the fans, and the cosplayers all freak out around him, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Scott Lobdell, of course, did everything X-Men in the 90s, too. So it was really cool to get to kind of nerd out with those guys. And got to do another one about Harley Quinn as well and the evolution of that character with Philip Tan and Carlos de Anda as well.
Oh, that's cool. And Emma, you did some panels as well?
I did, yeah. I moderated for Steve McNiven, who was the penciler for Civil War, and Charles Soule, who wrote one of the Civil War chapters, but also is more famous for writing Daredevil, which is pretty funny since he himself is an attorney. So I like to say it's semi-autobiographical. So that was a lot of fun. And then I also, a panel that I do pretty often at the Amazing Shows is we do a giant robots and kaiju panel. And so
That's awesome.
Matt Nastos is on that panel because he's a really big fan of that stuff. And we've also had Rick Hoberg on that, who is the storyboard artist for Transformers Robots in Disguise.
Mm-hmm.
But he also drew like the original Star Wars Marvel comics like way back in the day. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's I did a whole ton of panels, but those were a couple that definitely really stood out.
That sounds great. And also, it looked like you guys were having a lot of fun away from the convention as well. I don't know if we want to blow the lid on that so much, but
Actually, that is one of the coolest things I think about the Amazing Cons is that they have these official parties, the VIP parties, and then the after parties, and it's where we talked a little bit before on the last show. But the artists all come out and they hang out with the fans, and the fans all hang out with each other, and it's a really cool thing of people just like, yeah, let's nerd party.
Anything else, or does it stay in Vegas?
I was going to say, you make it to the after parties unless you get too drunk at the hotel bar with Rick Hoberg and Kevin Eastman, which is what I did, so...
And I heard you missed your train or something?
That was on another night when I was on a mission to get Fat Tuesday. If you've ever had Fat Tuesday, you understand why.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. So, glad to have you back. Glad it went well. And so, are you guys going to the Houston Amazing Con?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, you guys are
that'll
just
be in
going
September. Yep.
That's amazing. Speaking of that, why don't you go ahead and go through the bulletin board for us, Derek, and tell us what's
We've got
coming up.
Several things coming up, and we'll try and go through this fast. But the Florida SuperCon in Miami is coming up July 1st through 4th. So right on the holiday weekend. That's nice. And then Star Wars Celebration in England is July 15th through 17th, which we had said was sold out.
It was sold out.
But apparently they've added passes, so more are available now.
On Friday and Sunday, they opened up some passes.
Right, Friday and Sunday.
I've been wanting to go back to the UK.
I know, right? It's a good excuse. Star Wars Celebration.
Exactly.
And then Greenville, South Carolina Comic-Con is that same weekend, July 15th through 17th.
Hometown. I had to put it in there, so I'm at my niece, Reagan. Reagan, I'm expecting you to go to this, all right? And you're going to give us a report.
Oh, yeah. And then, let's see, Wizard World Columbus, Ohio, July 29th through 31st. Scare LA in Pasadena, which we talked about last time, August 6th through 7th. And then the amazing Houston Comic Con, September 9th through 11th, which you guys will be at and will be able to tell us all about.
Yes.
And if you want to go to Scare LA Pasadena, just go to their website, go to our site, and you can find it, but put in Con Guy as a code, and you get 20% off your admission right now. So that's some of what's coming up right now, but of course the biggest thing, which is coming up in less than a few weeks, fewer than 21 days now, is the San Diego Comic-Con.
What is it?
There's this little bitty thing that we're talking about called San Diego Comic-Con. I want you to be
3 weeks.
Yeah. So subscribe here to the podcast. There, we're going to try to squeeze in another episode before Comic-Con, our last minute episode. Apparently, I think this weekend is when the official panels come out. The programs come out. They release like a day per day. So I think they start either on Friday or Saturday. Then by the end of the weekend, we should have most everything released.
And feel free to ask us questions. We never say that, but we do want to answer your questions.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump right into the offsite. Wait. We have a little bit of news. I forgot. We have
news.
We have a little... If I could look at this thing. I'm just trying to rush to the offsites because we've got so many.
Okay.
A little bit of news right now. If you do not yet have your hotel for Comic-Con, you have a couple of options. One, go to Friends of Comic-Con. They're still having their hotel swaps. But also you can go to the official Comic-Con hotel sale. And if they haven't, and I just checked right before the show, they still got a lot of rooms left, but that sale ends on July 6th. At that point,
This coming Wednesday.
Yeah, depending on when you watch the show, but like right after the holiday weekend, just make sure you get your hotel room because the prices will jump up. They're going to jack up. They're already pretty high right now, but like your $300 room, it's going up to probably $500 or $600. So get them now. Comic-Con put out a notice, please do not be buying badges from third parties because they are trying their best to crack down on people are scalping and people are having a bad time getting fake badges.
Well, with the chips in them this time too, they're not going to work. So
Right.
you're going to be really sad that you spent a bunch of money on a third-party ticket.
And if you lose your badge, like if somebody says, I lost my badge, you have to bring your ID with you, and it has to match your badge, the name on the badge, because they're cutting out, they're going to try to cut down at people, 2 people using the same badge.
Yep.
And sneaking in. So
Yeah. You have to pay to replace it as well.
I know. How much is it?
I know.
It's like $25 or $30.
I know,
More than you want to spend.
I know not from my personal experience, but from another friend's personal experience that she lost a badge and she had to pay full price to replace her
Seriously?
badge.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not cheap.
Yep. But I mean, the professional price, which was like 200 or something like that. But yeah, it was not pretty.
So badges have been mailed out. Has everybody gotten their badge?
Yep.
Some people will be picking them up on site. I guess it's happening over in the new Marriott Center that they've built for those who did not get your badge. But most people should have gotten your badge right now. It came in a very nondescript
Did we give you yours, Derek?
envelope.
No, I think mine is at your place, so don't lose it.
Make sure you tip well.
Yeah.
I sure hope we got your badge now that you say that. Don't remember that.
Do you
But
trust
My
us,
badge
Holden?
came with a ribbon. Did yours come with a ribbon like that you stick on the bottom of your
Old
badge?
silicone ribbon?
Yeah.
Aw.
So I don't know at like Gallifrey and at a lot of anime cons, like ribbons are a thing where basically like people trade and pass out ribbons and they use it to like advertise their stuff and you just buy like, so my badge from ALA is like just a rainbow coalition of ribbons.
I didn't get ribbons.
Yeah.
Get a
What is it? Is it like a military rank or something? Or,
No,
reward?
mine says press.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I got a professional badge, so maybe we don't get the ribbons. A couple of cool things that are going on. We found out this week that there's this thing coming out of LA called the Cosplay Train. An organization, let me see, I forget what their name is, but they have rented out four train cars every day of Comic-Con, and cosplayers can show up in the morning. There's a different theme for every train car, and it includes all your food, all your drinks, all the games. Burt Ward, Adam West is going to be on there. They're going to have different people
Right
from...
on your shirt there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
This team's going down there. Some folks from the Hobbit movies are heading down, so they're going to have different
nice.
people every day. It goes down and it comes back at the end of the night. So for those people, for someone like me, that probably wouldn't work so well because I'm staying down there. But for somebody going down for the day, or someone who's they don't even have a badge, you just want to go down and enjoy the offsites, which we're talking about in a second here. This is pretty cool. So, by the way, all this information, all the links, just check it out on our website, theconguy.com. We will have all the information there for how you could buy these tickets. Also, we were going to talk about exclusives today, but I was just absolutely overwhelmed by the amount of exclusives. There's no way to talk about exclusives and offsites in the same day. This would be a 4-hour program. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna try to squeeze in one more episode, hopefully, and if we can do 2, we'll see, Derek. Not everybody can do as many as you can, but we'll talk about the exclusives then, because I know
do a one-man show.
Funko, Mattel, Hasbro, tons of exclusives are coming out. Funko Fun Days is happening. The tickets on that sold out just like that. So that's happening on Friday. A little bit more information. Netflix, for the first time ever, they are coming to San Diego Comic-Con this year. They're bringing Luke Cage. And that's actually a really big deal because they've been avoiding Comic-Con like the plague.
What about Jessica Jones?
She was coming, and then
It's unclear. I feel like again, this is uncharted territory for them. So we'll see.
somebody played nice.
Yep.
And they got one show. And
Yep.
hopefully they'll bring. Kristen Ritter did say a few weeks back on one of her tweets that she would be at Comic-Con.
Right.
And then now she's kind of waffling. She doesn't know, but she is filming something.
Yeah.
Possibly the TV show. So, just a couple more things. New York Comic-Con, they sold out. They have sold out of tickets in 1 hour, and that sale was today. That's happening October 6th to the 9th, so hopefully you guys got your tickets, or you know somebody who got tickets for you, because that one is sold out, and that's the other big con on the other side of the country. So just a couple other things. Let me see. Warner Brothers announced they are bringing 21 shows to Comic-Con this year. Their biggest haul ever.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing press for Comic-Con, and we're all just kind of all the AfterBuzz team were kind of like divvying out stuff right now. We've got this like big Google spreadsheet that we're all working off of, and literally there's just a giant list of Warner Brothers stuff. And
It's
I'm
pretty
like,
amazing,
oh.
not only because they're bringing a giant haul of films as
Yeah,
well. They're
yeah.
taking over Offsites and doing all this stuff. But 21 shows. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the most
that's nuts.
anyone's ever brought. So,
Are they filling in for Fox? Was that the one that dropped out?
No, Fox is there.
well,
No, not
Fox,
Fox,
Films dropped out.
Fox Films, yeah,
But
but Fox TV did not.
Yeah, you know, I think they've got like 13
Yeah,
shows
they've got
to
quite a
bring.
few on there. Yeah,
So this will be the year of television. I mean, it's becoming the TV con anyways.
absolutely.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, if for people who are in the LA area, there's a great big giant Comic-Con pre-party happening next Tuesday night. Are you guys possibly going to that? It's
The
happening.
Booty LA party?
Yeah. It's,
I love Booty LA.
I can't wait.
no, wait, what'd you call it?
Booty LA.
Wait, mate, that's not the same party.
There's
I
a
was thinking.
pre-party there's
Party
two
of the
different
pre-party?
ones.
What?
Wait. That one I don't know about. I didn't get invited to that one.
It's on Facebook. Everybody's invited.
Well, there's one put on by Infolist, Jeffrey Gunn and Infolist. It's a giant party. They're going to have the founder of Comic-Con's going to, I'm not going to read this list. There's like 25, 30, 50 people on this list, including Sharknado's going to be there, which is I'm really excited about. Go and make fun of Sharknado. Oh, that's just so much fun. Sharknado 1, 2, 3, and 4. All the Power Rangers are going to be there from all the different years. Writer, producer of the X-Men films. The Geek Nation, they're going to be having the Geeky Awards. Marv Wolfman's going to be there. It's pretty exciting. And then the list goes on and on and on. It's absolutely free. Just go to the website, theconguy.com, and find out more information about that. That's going to be at Hollywood and Highland next Tuesday night. We will be there.
Now, is the Booty LA party the same night, or?
No, that one is the weekend, and that's at the
Okay.
Echoplex.
Okay,
What's the-
thank you.
It's called Booty LA?
It's called
Yeah.
Booty LA.
It's really fun. It's a really,
really
fun
fun.
dance party.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And it's all cosplay themed for
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
Oh, that's pretty
Nice.
cool. That's pretty cool.
That'll be pretty cool.
So the theme of the night, we are going to get into the offsites for San Diego Comic-Con. And just so you know what we're talking about, San Diego Comic-Con, you have 4 days the convention center is open. You have to show your badge to get in, and they have tons of panels. They have the convention floor and so many things going on. But the entire 10 square block campus of the Gaslamp District becomes basically a giant Comic-Con campus. And they have literally hundreds of events that are happening. We're only going to touch on some of them today, but I mean, everywhere you go down there, there's a party here, there's a this there, and this isn't necessarily. We're not necessarily going to be able to tell you all the parties. The party lists are going to come out, I think, next week.
Yeah.
They usually get a lot of them have already been. We know a lot of them, but this is not the party list, which nobody's invited to, so don't even try to get. Just got to break. These are the offsites. These are the events that are put on by various properties, various comic books, various TV shows. These are, well, instead of me telling you about it, let's just go ahead and go through it. So, who wants to start? Who wants to start with some of the larger offsites that we're going to be seeing at Comic-Con? And by the way, we're going to be picking, we're curating this. They'd be some of our favorites because there's 100, there's 200. We can't go through all of them, but we just figured we would kind of pull out some of the ones that maybe that we are loving to get to. I mean, I'm going to talk about the ones that I'm going to like.
Well, some of the stuff everybody knows about, I think.
Yeah.
Generally, Nerd HQ and the Nerdist Carnival.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, those are the biggest
Nerd
ones.
HQ, they just released their dates and times too. So
right.
that's all available now. So you know when you can go. Nerd HQ is totally free too. This is the one that you're gonna want to go and register and get a bracelet, and make sure you have your smartphone because you're gonna want to download the Nerd HQ app. That with
Right.
your bracelet kind of go together. Think of it like an Apple Watch, but nerdier.
Well, and
And that will be how you can get all your photos from the different photo ops they have there.
Right.
They'll have tons of different activities, and then
and then
links
panels,
back.
too.
And the panels,
The
now,
Nerd HQ panels, the Conversations for a Cause, I think.
those, benefit Operation Smile. So those actually, certain ones cost money, certain ones don't.
Right. But they disappear fast.
They go
So you've got to
quick.
be online and just... I mean, I've tried to just follow Nerd HQ and Zachary Levi on Twitter and get notifications.
Yeah,
And
that's the best way
sometimes
to
that's
do
enough,
it.
but sometimes it's not even fast enough. Because you get to the site.
For
and they're
people who
gone.
don't know what Nerd HQ is, this is a special passion project of Zachary Levi, the actor, and he put together basically a mini convention. It started small-ish a couple years ago, down in a different part. But can you want to just tell us a little bit about like what is it all about? What is Nerd HQ all
So
about?
Nerd HQ, you can kind of think of as almost a break room from Comic-Con.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot
Yeah.
more chill. It's a lot, if you want to get away from the hectic, all over the place hustle and bustle of Comic-Con, it's a great place to go, but still be fully immersed in new games. They'll have demos that you can do. They always have really, really cool photo ops. Like they had the big Star Wars one last year where you could actually hop up and look like you were driving around. And they just have tons of cool things. The panels are really cool. Those are pretty cost affordable too. They run about $22 for
Yeah, something like that. It's,
Yep.
for each one, and that is a completely charitable thing too. It all goes to benefit Operation Smile, but again, it is kind of hard.
And
to
at
get into
nighttime.
those. It's at nighttime, yeah.
You know what happens at nighttime?
At nighttime, they have big parties.
Giant free parties, yeah.
They have huge parties, which also kind of ties into GamerCon, which if you don't have a Comic-Con badge, GamerCon is kind of like the step sister of Comic-Con
Yeah.
that you can actually buy tickets to. And that one, yeah, so that one is at the 10th Avenue Arts Center, and that's one that is kind of like a mini Comic-Con. It has panels, and the big thing with that one, though, is they have the huge rooftop parties.
Rooftop party, yeah.
And if you buy the ticket to the rooftop party, that also gives you full admission for GamerCon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you get the rooftop parties, that gives you admission to the full weekend passes are about $60 for the full day convention, unless the child passes are like 30 or
And you
something.
do not,
But
you said you don't need the Comic-Con badge for
you
this.
don't need a Comic-Con badge, but you do need your GamerCon badge. It's
Okay.
a separate convention. You buy your tickets separately on their website. You can also just head on over to Con Guys, because
Yep, theconguy.com. We'll have all the information there.
consolidated for you. But yeah, your pass will get you into all of their events and the parties and everything. So
All right. Hey, I heard about Entertainment Weekly. They're going big this year.
Yeah.
This is they've been there every year. They always have the big party, and they have all kinds of stuff going on. But can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with them this year?
well, they haven't released too much information other than that they're going to have a presence, that it's going to be really big. That one you do have to have a badge for. So make sure that you don't just try to crash it, because they'll kick you out. But that's one that they should have pretty cool party things. Entertainment Weekly tend to go big, and this year they're apparently pulling out
It's a
all the
big
stuff,
outside
so-
thing. It's down in the park, and you can make your own T-shirts. They're going to be having concerts on the stage. You have an outdoor stage. They're going to be having celebrities, and probably have a lot of autographs. Like you said, I haven't heard a lot about it, but you can pretty much guess it's going to be a pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. If
atmosphere.
anybody last year went and saw the Banff, the Badass Music Festival that they had out there.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like that one, where it's out in a park and they have the stage set up. Kind of like that mixed with Adult Swim, where Adult Swim had like the T-shirt,
Right.
like the custom screen print ones that you kind of pick and choose. So it's not like a fully custom shirt. It's like, here are the pieces, pick them out. But know that those always have crazy lines too. And
yeah.
be ready, because if you just think you're going to casually stroll up and get all the swag, people plan that. They snatch them all up.
yeah.
I'm one of them.
Brad, you know who you are.
Yeah. What else? What big things do we have that are maybe going over all 3 or 4 days?
Conan.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Conan for a second. So, what do we know about that yet?
Tickets have not officially been released, but their Twitter, even though they did delete the tweets after they posted
Yep.
it about, hey, get ready for tickets, and they were like, psych. We read them. We saw them. We screen capped them. You can delete all you want. We know what's coming. So they should be announcing pretty soon. Definitely watch the Twitter for that, because that's going to be where they're probably going to announce it. One Iota, all of those companies, you want to go ahead, have all your registration information in, so you can just click as soon as they are available. But
I'm on Team Coco right now.
Yes.
Tickets are not yet available.
They're
So
not yet available.
teamcoco.com, that's where you get your Conan Comic-Con tickets.
that one, don't be too optimistic,
It's gonna go
because
just like
they
that.
get snatched up.
Yeah.
And even if you get the wait list, like I got waitlisted, but it was immediately when they were open, I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna go in. Nothing. Did not hear a word again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that one was frustrating. I tried to, because it's 3 days, 4 days. How many days? It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They do 4 days. And I just saw the commercial today. Conan announcing he's going to be there. He's going to have a brand new Funko bobblehead figure that everybody gets when they come in. He's going to have it's like a convention. It's not a convention. It's like all the panels, right there.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of cool. not only is he doing that, there's two other things, two other organizations that are doing their own like shows that week. Comic-Con HQ, they're having a daily show.
Yeah.
And then Sci-Fi Network, they're having their daily show. Do you guys know anything about those?
Comic-Con HQ just did their kind of pre-launch, so you can go ahead and sign up and kind of get a rough estimate of what it's going to be. But it's a brand new network that they're still kind of figuring out all the kinks with. So this will be the first time that we get to actually see what they broadcast. So this is going to be something that I think is probably going to change year to year. But it is definitely something that I'm interested to check out and to see what they have. I think it's going to be a lot of kind of on the floor
Live coverage
interviews
from noon until 5 every day from the floor, and then a show each night. That's pretty cool. That's going to be pretty cool with a lot of big names coming in.
It's pretty cool if you can't go to Comic-Con
Yep.
and you're trying to get,
This is one of the things I've been telling friends about who weren't able to get
Yeah.
badges because, I mean, of course, that's most people we know.
Most everybody,
So yeah,
yeah.
I've been telling them there's all this stuff, and of course, it's also still worth it to go to San Diego sometimes
Yeah.
without a badge because of everything and these pages and
Yeah,
pages of
so
watch
much
the
going
footage
on.
during the day, feel like you're there, then go to the party at night.
Yeah.
What about Sci-Fi Network? They've got a cool show coming this year. I think they're doing 3 days. I'm meeting with the producer of this tomorrow to find out a little bit more information. One day too late, I know. But from what we know, it's over. Where's it? It's going to be on the rooftop somewhere of the Marriott or something like that, right?
I believe so. The Marriott Marquis is like the.
It's an outdoor stage, super somewhere. Okay.
I think it's if it's not the one on the roof, I think that it's near there though,
Okay.
because the Marriott Marquis they're doing tons of stuff over there this year.
Yeah.
That's where like the Nintendo gaming lounge and everything is going to be in there. That's another thing too. If you just happen to be in the hotels but you don't have a badge, you can pop into that too. That's inside of the Marriott. Head on over to Sci-Fi while you're over there.
And Will Arnett, he is the host this year.
Yeah, that's cool.
So hopefully he's going to be keeping things jumping. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can bet that Sci-Fi Network, a lot of their shows, a lot of their actors and whatnot from their programs will probably be on there each night. So, and they're also going to be on the floor doing live coverage. So it's kind of like competing daily live shows and then nighttime shows. So it's going to be Conan, Sci-Fi Network, Comic-Con, HQ. So that's going to be a lot of coverage right there.
Yeah.
And Emma and I do the wrap up for Sci-Fi's Face Off,
Yeah.
and
Do you really?
we always
Yeah.
recognize there's tons of Face Off artists. They all go to Comic-Con too, and just like even the ones who aren't doing demos and things will just walk around and like high five fans. So
That's cool.
kind of cool. Keep your eye out for that.
Anything else we should be looking? Any of the larger things? Whoops,
Well, sadly, something that sounded like it would be super fun is sold out, which is, of course, the Enchantment Under the Sea dance,
Yeah.
which if you have ever seen Back to the Future, I really hope you have.
How'd you miss that one?
I'm friends now on Facebook with Carrie Dixon.
Okay.
Over there with the unofficial Comic-Con. What is the name of the blog? It's so long. The unofficial San Diego Comic-Con blog.
Yeah.
They are on top of things.
Yeah.
They are great.
Yeah.
A lot of our information, I always check with them first. But you were going to go this year? I was going to try to get to this.
Well, here's the thing is, realistically, I'm not really trying to go to any offsites because I'm going to be in the Hilton doing interviews all day, every day. So this one I could have theoretically maybe gone to, though,
Yeah.
because it is on preview day.
Yep.
Which certainly would have been very cool. But another thing that's happening on preview day that I am very interested in, because I am very interested in beer, is...
What do you think is in these glasses right here?
Yes, at the Stone Brewing Company, they basically closed down the Stone Brewing Company, and they have a big event there. Why am I totally drawing a blank on the name of it right now?
It was here. Let me find it.
Hang on, I got it. It is called... I'm like looking at the website, and I'm like, I don't see the name anywhere.
It's the Heroes Brewfest Con Beer Tasting and Comic Cosplay.
No, it's
HopCon.
The one
It's
at
HopCon. That's
HopCon
thank
4.0.
you. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. There's so much information.
I know
on that
there
too.
is. Yeah.
Heroes Brewfest is on Saturday.
Yeah.
So you can go Thursday.
Beer Fest to Beer
Saturday.
Fest, and then there's a
Well,
Brews
and
Cruise.
there's a Brews Cruise.
Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities to drink beer, but no. So HopCon 4.0 is basically they shut down the Stone Brewery and they have this big beer party, and a ticket gets you 4 basically tickets to try whatever beers that they have on tap. Will Wheaton was the creator of the 4 current beers, but they will also have 6 additional ones, many of them created by the hosts that are going to be hosting the event, such as Jonah Ray, who, you probably know from The Nerdist, and also he's going to be one of the new hosts of Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
Also, Allison Hayslip, who I recently was at an event with, and she is lovely. I had not met her in person until
I
then.
produced a
and
short film that she was
she's
in.
a really lovely person. Who else? Oh, Aisha Tyler, and also Paul and Storm, who are a geeky musical duo who I did an episode of Joseph Scrimshaw's podcast, Obsessed with. Joseph Scrimshaw is one of the hosts of, who used to host Jedi Alliance here on Popcorn Talk, and he now continues to host Force Center along with Ken Knapsack, who does a whole bunch of stuff at Screen Junkies. But so he does a podcast called Obsessed, and I actually did the Hamilton episode with Paul and Storm, so I definitely want to go hang out with them at HopCon this year.
Now, HopCon, how far from the convention center is that?
It's at the Stone Brewing Company, so you can walk there. It's like right across the I'm like trying to envision a map of San Diego in my brain right now, but yeah, it's really close by.
How much are tickets?
They start at $75, but there are many options. Pardon?
Are they full pints for 40?
Listen, it's Comic-Con. Everything's price inflation. But yeah, they have lots of options that also include things like a signed lithograph and a designated driver. So
there we go.
Which is really important, but I'm not bringing a car, so
I'm downtown Fort Blocks, so just like designated walk me
exactly.
home.
So I'm hopefully we'll be able to check that out. Also on the 20th, there is a 30th anniversary celebration screening of Aliens,
Which is awesome. That's so great.
At the Balboa, and there's various packages that you can buy that come with different combinations of popcorns and commemorative cups and all that good stuff.
The Ripley package. The Four Friends package.
Yeah, exactly. But like the general admission pricing on that is like $12 for adults, so that's probably the cheapest thing you will encounter at Comic-Con. And then also Doug Benson is doing an episode of Doug Loves Movies during San Diego Comic-Con at the American Comedy Company. There is no announcement as to who his guests will be, but considering the huge amount of talent that is gathered in San Diego during Comic-Con, I suspect it will be somebody pretty cool.
Yeah.
Doug, he always brings great people.
And if you've never listened to any of Doug's podcasts, he's very funny. So that would be a really fun thing to check out. And again, all of these things you don't need a Comic-Con badge to go to. So.
And I know that this is preview night, right? This is all on Wednesday night.
Yeah, this is all on Wednesday. Yep.
So this is all Wednesday night. Do we know what's happening at the convention center during Wednesday night? That's usually the Warner Brothers previews of all their shows that night, I think is what's happening.
Yeah, I didn't have too much information on that, but again...
It's not... I don't think it's been released yet.
Yeah.
Just going from past cons. But
Exactly.
But with what Warner Brothers is bringing, I'm like, that's going to be a full night unto
Yes.
itself.
I know that a couple of us were heading over to... it's called the Game of Bloggers meetup. It's a bunch of bloggers and websites that cover the cons, and hosted by Crazy for Comic-Con, Tony Kim.
Oh, yeah.
And we went last year, and it was great. And this year, it's so far, it looks like the size of it's doubled. It's reached capacity. So, but he still invites everybody to come on out. Come on out if you have to wait in line. It's a lot of fun. It's over at the Analog Bar. Goes till midnight. What
Awesome.
else? Is there anything else on Wednesday? There's so much going on Wednesday.
I mean, there's lots
much.
going on Wednesday. Those were the ones that really stood out to me.
Right. If you show up Wednesday night and you just walk around the gas lamp, you're going to find something.
Seriously.
There's also, we talked a little bit before because they're doing the big cosplay contest right now where you can win tickets to San Diego Comic-Con for Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, yeah.
But Suicide Squad is taking over the Hard Rock, so definitely want to go and check that out. Get you. Harley's going to be doing some ink for some people. Temporary, but yeah.
So they're like, let me see it, because they're going to take over the whole inside of the Hard Rock Hotel, and a lot of times it's not always easy to get. There's people outside, because that's where you celebrity watch and everybody hangs out, but it's going to be open. They're going to be encouraging people to come in. There's going to be a virtual reality experience. There's going to be the Belle Rev Penitentiary is going to be set up. A tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
So that sounds like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And that's the entire time, right?
It's the entire weekend.
They've taken it over. So
Suicide Squad is owning the Hard Rock.
And if you haven't been to San Diego Comic-Con, that's right across the street from the convention center, right across those crazy railroad tracks, which always cause such a headache right there. All right, so that's Wednesday. That is Wednesday. That is the highlights from Wednesday. And we got to get going here, guys. So let's move on to Thursday.
We're going to run out of time. Okay.
Yeah, who's got Thursday?
Thursday. I think that's Luke.
I have Thursday.
So what are some highlights on Thursday? What are some of the big things
First of
happening?
all, we have Slayer at the House of Blues.
Which
now,
is
is that
crazy.
one that... Does it cost money, or is that a free event? Or
Oh, it's not a free event. You got to buy your tickets, but you don't need a Comic-Con badge. It's all Slayer all the way.
Yep. Nice little concert down there. And I also just want to note, too, Blink-182 is going to be not too far away. You can't walk there, but they're going to be there on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Probably like a 15, 20-minute drive, but they're down there in San Diego.
I know,
But
Luke is
nice
torn.
as well.
Cheeseman's like, oh, am I going to give up the whole night to go see Blink-182? Because you can probably have to head down at 5 o'clock.
I'm
for
They're
feeling
some.
playing
this.
all over, though.
Yeah.
They're coming down to, like,
Yeah.
Irvine and all that. So, but if you love Blink-182, they're somewhat at Comic-Con, so check them out. So,
I'll be back in October.
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
They'll be back, but I got to see them. But there's the Carry On My Wayward Cocktails party, which we are
Yes.
actually attending.
Yeah, we're going to that.
So we got tickets for that.
And what is that?
It's
Is this-
join us at the Wayward Cocktails and rock out with
Supernatural.
your
It's
cocktails
Supernatural.
out.
It's
So
Supernatural.
it's Supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little
Sam
show
and
called
Dean,
Supernatural. Some people, know.
Yeah,
Big
it has
show.
it has a little
Big
bit of
show.
a following.
Yeah.
I've
And you
dressed.
get a whole-
There
dressed
aren't
as
like
one of the characters
entire
before.
conventions dedicated just to that show.
Yeah.
Or anything wild
And I
like that.
may or may not be in cosplay. Because I have the.
And what is the
outfit.
tagline for the party?
Rock out with your cocktails out.
So
Yeah, that sounds about
I'm
right.
just excited about the
It's at
swag bag for that
7:30.
one,
I know
too.
they've got a big
'cause-
swag bag. It's
yeah,
free. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
all exclusive stuff that you can only get there.
Yep. It's gonna be awesome.
And then tickets are 50 and
Start at
up,
50 and go up.
You
But
know,
they're
the cast is going to be there, right?
well.
And then a lot of
They can't guarantee who's gonna be there, but
someone will.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's probably going to show up.
Me so.
Yeah.
So we hope. But anyways, those tickets are going pretty quick though. They sold out the last 2 years. So if you want to get tickets to that, you better grab those quick.
Yeah, get them soon. And then we have Woodstock 8.0, which
Do you guys know about Woodstock?
A little bit.
It's crazy because we've been trying to figure out exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, but it's with a TV host and special events artist Adam Savage of MythBusters
Right.
and musical comedy duo Paul and Storm
Yes.
from the Internet and Da Vinci Code's Notebook. So it's going to be just a fun night of comedy, different types of events,
Yeah.
and all that
Films,
going
comedy,
on,
music.
celebrating
Yeah.
Geek Pride.
Yeah.
So something we may know a little bit about.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Something like that. And then there's the National Geographic's channel's Nerd Night.
Which doesn't sound cool on its face, but listen to this. This is actually a cool event.
Yeah, it's going to be a rooftop party. It goes from 7 to 11. Free event,
Absolutely
food,
free.
drinks. They're going to be previewing a documentary, mini-series.
On Mars.
Yeah, of Mars. I mean, who doesn't love Mars? I mean, like...
Well, it's a rooftop party. All the food and drinks are free.
Yeah.
Hosted by National Geographic. I mean, if you don't have anything going on Thursday night, that's a cool stop by.
Yeah, and it's going on for a while, so if you're going to other parties...
And it's at a rooftop bar.
little
That's
pop-up.
cool.
The
Rooftop bars are always
But you
Yeah.
never know. There
Yeah.
could be a line. It's an elevator, and
Yeah,
lines.
there'll be a line. All that
There's
free
There's
stuff.
going to be a line anywhere.
Yeah, there are lines absolutely everywhere there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
It's just
No.
the line worth waiting in.
What about Boom? You were telling me about Boom.
Yes, Boom is definitely one I'm excited about. They're great guys. I've talked to them multiple times about being at their panels. So they're going to be there at the Hilton Bayfront Odyssey Bar. So no tickets are required. You just kind of go in there, grab a drink, chill with the people. Really nice, personal people. And what's good about them is they support comic creators and all that, and they just have a good relationship and way of kind of doing their business. So they're just awesome people there.
I have mad respect for these guys. They have basically opened up the bar, come hang out with us, come talk to us, tell us your ideas for comic books. These are good guys, and this is a good company to. If
Oh
you,
yeah, Boom Studios, they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're really awesome. Yeah, Mel Kylo, who does their publicity and stuff, is just such a lovely person.
Love those guys.
Yeah.
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 Anything else on Thursday
Oh
night?
yes, it is not over yet. We have Weird Al Yankovic.
yeah.
Doing the
I love that
return
he's
of the
actually doing a show during
mandatory
Comic-Con.
fun tour. So tickets for that range from $25 to $318, which it says here, but that's at 7:30 p.m. at the Cal Coast Credit Union Open Air Theater.
All right, Kevin Smith. What's he doing that night?
Then Kevin Smith's actually doing two things. He's doing the Fat Man on Batman,
Which is
at the
hilarious.
American Comedy Store, and that starts at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $30, and then right after that is the Jay and Silent Bob get old. Yes, it happens to all of us, and they don't act old, so say they're pretty young at heart.
You met Jay last year.
Yeah, I always run into him because it's like my buddy Jake who kind of got me into a lot of all this stuff. Like he's a giant Kevin Smith and Jay and Silent Bob fan, so I've run into him. Jason Mewes, awesome guy, really cool, really nice.
But what's the big? There's a big free event happening that night for everybody with a badge.
Are they called MTV? What's MTV?
MTV, yeah.
Little MTV, yeah. They're doing their fandom awards, which they tend to do this every year. It's over at
it's inside the Petco Park.
Petco Park. It starts at 6:30. It's awesome too. You get your little like ticket thing. You get free food. You get drinks. And then they also have little like festival ride type stuff.
They have a Ferris wheel.
I think they'll have that again this year. Yeah. So it's
who was in concert last year? Was it?
Well, it was a couple years ago. Linkin Park was there, which I missed that. I'm sorry I did. I would have really liked to see that. And then they did an awards thing, although it wasn't like my favorite thing. It seemed a little too teeny. Teeny wolfy
it has
for
its
me,
fans.
You can think what you want and all that. I did get a nice little small chair thing for free that I use when I go to like outdoor screenings. That's just this big, and I ended up like keeping
a low
it.
chair.
And then, yes, a super low chair, so I can sit and not have to sit on like a blanket.
But that's a cool.
I do use that still.
You still have yours?
I made good use of it.
But the MTV thing, it's pretty cool for people. If you don't really have a party to go to that night,
but you do need a badge.
You have to have your badge.
Yes.
But everybody's going to go there. It's going to be packed. There'll be a line around the block to get in. But got carnival rides, got the food, got your drinks. Last year they were making the customized Coca-Cola bottles. And then they do have concerts, and then they have a whole lot of celebrities come out from MTV doing the fan awards, which will be broadcast on MTV, which is it's a pretty cool event. It's again, it's not my cup of tea, the awards, because I mean, like, what were some of the awards they give out? It don't matter.
He loved it. He secretly loved it.
5 minutes to cover
Guys,
the last
we've got
3
5
days.
Yeah,
minutes
exactly.
for
But anyways, there's much more here, and with all this, go to theconguy.com. We have it all here, so check it out.
All right. Friday,
July 22nd. First, there's a Ghostbusters mass hysteria party at the Werewolf Bar in the Gaslamp District, which, I'm sorry, that just sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'd spend more time, but we got to move on. We already mentioned the Bruise Cruise.
Yep.
Okay. This sounds amazing.
But the Bruise Cruise is a cruise out in the bay.
Yes, out into the bay with all these different kinds of beers, like the Game of Thrones themed beers.
Emma, I'll
lots
see
of
you
the
there.
nerd stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, okay, Sonic the Hedgehog 25th anniversary party at the House of Blues.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy to think that Sonic is 25 years old, but still, yeah. I hope they have blue-colored drinks. Because, I mean, it is the House of Blues at Sonic. Okay.
Yep.
And let's see,
golden cups.
Let's see, there's a signing, Gail Carriger, that's a pen name for the archaeology adventure novels. Let's see.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, FCW presents the Pow Boom Smack Wrestling Show night. There's the Comedy
so much
Bang Bang
fun.
Live. And then, of course, a big show, Chris Hardwick's ID10T Tour.
Yep.
Chris Hardwick of Nerdist Industries and the Nerdist Podcast. Most people who would watch this have probably heard of him.
Yes.
Something that would be definitely worth seeing, and, of course, recommended for mature audiences.
And he's there for 2 nights. He's this night and the next night, I think.
Okay. Good. And then, let's see. Sherlock DCC for Sherlock fans. Big party at the San Diego Central Library.
It's a possibility that's sold out, but still, go on the website and check and see.
Right. It's tickets are $25 to $75.
Yep.
Let's see. Then Legend of Zelda: Symphony of the Goddess Master Quest at the Symphony Hall.
That's gonna be cool.
I'm just gonna have to keep moving. Space Time Variety Show, which I'm guessing will probably have something to do with Doctor Who and probably various other wonderful science fiction things. Okay. Funko Fun Days.
That's sold out. That is, this Funko Fun Day sold out.
But there's a waiting list.
There's a waiting list. Get on the waiting list. Don't really hold your breath for but get on the waiting list.
And then let's see, several things. But another comedian I love, Dan Harmon, is doing Harmontown Live.
Yeah.
Which, if anybody knows Community or Rick and Morty, that's the guy.
Yeah, he's great.
The man's hilarious. That's on the 22nd at 10 p.m.
Right.
And then we should move on.
Let's go ahead and jump into Saturday. Our time just went back up. This is awesome. This is awesome. Give us 2 more minutes. All right, so
we can do it.
On Saturday, there's this thing called the Heroes Brew Fest, craft beer tasting comic cosplay. It's out there in the park.
Yep.
It's another chance to get the nerds drunk this year. I tell you what,
I love it.
There's this thing called the Final Girls movie screening. They have a midnight screening Saturday night at this movie with the writer Joshua John and Joshua. John. Anyways, go to our website. It's the Final Girls movie screening. All the names went all together right there. That's was really weird. Nuke the Fridge. It's an after party on Saturday night. It's going to be hosted down in the basement. It's a club there. Again, just go to our website to figure out how to do that. They also have the zombie walk. It's called Rise of the Zombie Walk. It starts about 3 o'clock. They're not really having panels or not having meetups. It's just the zombies are going to be crawling through downtown San Diego. They do it every year, so this is actually pretty cool. For those of you who love to cosplay as zombies, this is something you want to
I'm always
try
afraid
out.
that an actual zombie apocalypse would break out during an event like that.
That is always my nightmare.
That would be The Aquabats are there with Nerf Herder. They're going to be at the House of Blues that night. Tickets $22. Heroes Brew Fest. Here's another one. Nobody's going to be walking straight and sober this year. You can sample from 40
That's how
local
they get ready for
craft
the zombie
brews.
walk.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. This is down on the water. This is down at Waterfront Park. Tickets $39 to $44. VIP $10 more. They will have designated drivers for you for $20, which is I do appreciate the responsibility there. Doing it responsible since you can get us all drunk. There is going to be a special receptions for the Heroes and Villains art exhibition down at La Bodega Gallery. There's a show on Sci-Fi called Winona Earp. You guys watch that show yet? It's getting quite a following. There is going to be an Earper meetup. There's going to be that's going to be down at the Embarcadero Marine Park South. Once Upon a Time, the rock opera sing-along screening is going to be that night. Film starts at 10 down at the 10th Avenue Arts Center. And then again, Chris Hardwick's going to be out that night at doing his show. Let me see. Is there anything? Okay, Hollywood Babylon. That's really popular. That's another one of those Kevin Smith. And he'll be doing Kevin Smith. He gets around at Comic-Con. This is his thing. And then let me see. There's this thing called the Mad Max Run. This sounds kind of interesting. It's going to be a lot of post-apocalyptic cars and dresses. I mean, people dressed in cosplay, bikes and cars, all ages welcome. Going to be going down through downtown San Diego. Go to our website again, find out information about that. There are so many things going on Saturday night.
Much more.
There's so much. Yeah, Palmicon. Cosplay for dogs. This is going to be the most ridiculous thing. Have more pictures than anything. But
I can't wait.
all right, Sunday. What's going on Sunday?
All right. Well, on Sunday, in addition to some fabulous cosplay gatherings and J fashion walks, there's a Sailor Moon cosplay gathering after the con. They specifically planned it that way so that it wouldn't interfere with anybody's schedules. There's also a Women in Comics panel or Women in Comics 2, the comic book spectrum, discovering careers that help shape the industry, which is at the Logan Heights Library in San Diego. But most importantly, I think, is the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Rap Party, the SDC Agents Rap Party, which basically is a party that is happening at Henry's Tavern. Is it Henry's Tavern?
Pub.
Henry's Pub.
Yep.
Pub, tavern, they're all the same. They generally describe a place where you go get drunk. But
It's
anyway,
a running theme this year.
it is. Apparently, it is. So it's from 5 to 8 officially, but they're like, if you want to stay and keep drinking, you can. But if you're under 21, you got to leave before 9. So
Exactly.
Get there early because they have cool swag bags for that one.
they
too.
do.
Really?
Yeah.
But
They
there's only
do.
200.
Yep.
First 200, all right.
Yep. So it's a $25 per person fee, which helps cover the cost of the swag bags. And basically, if you buy a ticket now, you reserve your swag bag.
Whew.
There's a Monday thing too.
Well, Monday starts. It's not really an offsite as much as they are premiering the Killing Joke, the new animated film from Warner Brothers, the Batman film.
The first R-rated animated.
Yeah, it's crazy.
so excited.
And it starts showing. Fathom Events is going to start showing it on Monday in theaters, and San Diego has a bunch of theaters listed where they'll be showing it. So you can check that out as well. That'll be kind of a cool event.
That'll be all over. They're doing screenings all over the country too, at 7 and at 10.
And yeah. It's not just in San Diego. It's going wide. Hey guys, we have just talked. We have ran like a sprint through some of the top things, and I know that it was probably hard to follow. Please go to the website and check out all of these events. We will have a master list of all these events. There's also a couple of other websites that are good to check out. Always check out the San Diego Comic-Con unofficial blog. You can also check Outside Comic-Con. You can go to a website called SansFis, SANSFIS.org. They have a list. Then there's a couple of Facebook pages of offsite events. Just just Google it. There's so many events happening down in San Diego Comic-Con. We were just talking with your fiance. She's coming down and she's doing all the events.
And she doesn't even have a badge. She's just going to be hanging out around San Diego doing whatever.
And I think there's a lot of people that will be doing
Obviously,
that.
there's so much to do. I mean, anybody should come down that one.
So it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to get there. There's so much to do. We are going to try to have another show before San Diego. If we don't, then we'll see you down at San Diego. Where can we find you, Derek?
You can find me on Twitter at ConGuyDerek.
All right.
You can find me on Twitter at Elena Jordan and on Instagram at that Elena Jordan girl. It's spelled like Alana, but it's Elena.
I'm Emma Fyffe. You can find me all over social media at Emma Fyffe.
You can find me on Twitter at ConGuyLuke. Look for Luke Cheeseman or Cheeseman.
And you can find me at ConGuyJim, and you can find our main Twitter at theconguy.com. That's theconguy, DOTCOM. And we hope to see you guys down at San Diego Comic-Con in less than 3 weeks. It's going to be a blast.
Go to theconguy.com.
Yep, subscribe here. All right.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Kristian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.